How do we find truth, healing, and abundance in today's world? And how can we build meaningful relationships to co-create the new earth? We're going to explore these and other questions on this show, the Lemurian Starchild Template. And our template is our Oracle deck, which Leanne and I have created. So I'm Mikael Kroon.
I'm Leanne Carpenter.
And today we've got a special guest to explore the space of consciousness with, and that's Kerry Wallace.
Welcome, Kerry.
Welcome. Warm welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, Kerry. So we're going to do a little meditation to just help us to connect in and to connect with Source and get nice and relaxed and set our intentions for this beautiful reading. So let's close our eyes if that feels comfortable. And just be grateful for this beautiful moment and this technology that allows us to connect like this. And for all the gifts and blessings that we've got in our lives. And we truly give thanks for those. And thank you for bringing Kerry here with us today as we explore the Lemurian template for the new earth, for relating with Christ consciousness, with all of life. So let's just straighten our backs and breathe deeply. Allowing ourselves to really bring ourselves present in this moment. Welcoming all of ourselves, whatever energies we can feel around us right now, just welcoming those with non-judgmental acceptance. with love, with a warm embrace. As we are embraced by our light family. By the angels that love us and guide us. And beings of light that we know so well from many lifetimes, soul journeys. So just confirming and affirming our connection with our higher levels, our higher self, which is in full consciousness of our divinity. Our connection with everything. And our deepest peace. And really connecting, especially with our dear Lemurian family, Pleiadian family, Syrians, Arcturians, any elemental kingdoms that we really connect with, mer people, the fairies, the divas, the elves, crystal kingdoms. And just setting our intentions for today, for this reading to be for the highest good for Kerry. And for all who are watching, they're blessed, receive comfort, healing, alignment, and achievement from it. Just loving this peaceful space of connection. Knowing that we're guided and we're loved. And that all is truly well. Deep within us, in our hearts, we're always connected to Source, even if our minds might get in the way sometimes. And we're always loved completely. And that love can entrain us back into awareness just by being open to it. So we give thanks once again for this beautiful opportunity. We go now to Kerry. She's going to tell us all about her beautiful connection with Lemuria and her lovely work with angelic beings. Bring ourselves back, fully grounded here in our earthly bodies and vessels.
Thank you for that lovely meditation.
Pleasure.
Very peaceful. Wow. So, Kerry, I've read some of your posts on Facebook and about your connection with Lemuria, your work with the land. So we'd love to hear more about that and how that connection started for you.
I've always seen, as long as I can remember, and it was on the 14th of August in 1972 at 5:55 a.m. in the morning. And I will never forget it because it's actually documented. I was, my next sister, birth sister, human sister, was in hospital with renal failure. She was born with kidney disease, and my mum and dad had to stay with her in Birmingham Children's Hospital in Birmingham. The house, every house I've ever lived on has always had the Michael and Mary line underneath of it. The one I'm in at the moment has got the Athena, there's an Apollo, and it's got, and I'll explain a bit about the, because they call them the Royal Dragon lines.
Mm-hmm.
That the Lemurians work with and connect with.
Yeah.
Not just ley lines, they work from the middle of Earth. And but on that day, I was at my auntie's house at 12 Stilts Avenue in Redditch. And I was in the cot in the middle of the room. I was 17 months old. My cousin was over in a bed. The door was to that side there. Her bed was there. The cot was in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the floor fell through and the cot went down and smashed.
Oh my gosh.
But I wasn't in the cot. When the fire brigade came, I was over in the corner on that side of the room.
Wow.
And I talked very early. I spoke very early. The exact words I said, and I've seen the report because my auntie and uncle have got it. I went, Blue Man with Wings.
Oh wow! Beautiful.
Amazing. Yeah.
14th of August, and since then, I have never not seen. I've, because people have, throughout my life, the last 4.5, nearly 5 years, I've almost pulled myself completely away from the human world since 2012. But I haven't. I've allowed myself to live, and I do have a capacity from going from being a human being like that into the 5th dimension. And the thing is, that's something that has been, you cannot explain logically to a human mind up here, which has been deactivated, whatever, for the left to be the more dominant, when actually our original brains are here.
And
that goes back to the very, because people forget that with Lemuria and Atlantis, the very beginning of time, that's when it's the universal laws of creation.
Absolutely.
And it's so amazing, isn't it?
Pristine creation.
Yeah. How a sort of intense event can really kind of shake someone awake, isn't it?
Yeah, it does.
That definitely happened for you. That's amazing. Wow.
And I have walked and walked the path. I've got.
It's so difficult if people couldn't understand around you.
No, and people would say, "How come there's a crisis? How come there's this?" Well, I just have this inner thing in me that I don't think, because if I think, it causes pain.
Right.
I've studied meditation to Vipassana, and I can actually let the thought come without attaching an emotion.
Yes.
because a lot of those that are programmed into the human systems that we know are shaking on this earth, we know Lemuria is a living state of consciousness.
Yeah.
Heaven is here on earth. It doesn't matter where you put me on this earth, I am at home, because my home is my heart.
Yes, absolutely.
And that is where I've lived all my life. And I've lived a human path. I have a human religious path, because I'm an ordained local minister, which many people don't know. And I've got, I did that when I was 19, but I knew to follow Jesus. And I gave my life to Jesus when I was 13, on the 30th of June in 1984, in the Aston Villa football ground, as it is. And when Billy Graham came from the USA over here, well, I can't even remember getting on the stage, but that was spirit. They just took it out.
And it's so amazing if you can kind of tune out from these thoughts, isn't it? Because even, you know, painful things happen in life, or, you know, like complicated situations, you can go to that place of stillness.
Yeah, and that's the part that I have very few friends, and I do, and I don't see fear, because if I live in fear, I'm going to bring it to me. And if you're afraid, then that stops you from living. And the Lemurians, we didn't have this voice. We didn't have this mouth. And that's why I love this, because it's like that way. I got that in Glastonbury the last time I was down there.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Lemurian golden healer.
I've got mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a mine's like a rhombus, but it's not.
Yeah. And they were communicating in light language as well, isn't it? And telepathy, and
it was shared space. Yeah. It was a shared understanding of what was happening. Yeah. And the purity of perception.
Yeah, and the thing is, we were trying what they, in the beginning of all the world, right at the beginning, because many people misunderstand when we talk about natural healing. And this is the part that now that I've completed the human bit that I had to do, which was my family tree and all of that. That's not something now to go through, but we had to come back, because if we go back to the beginning, we were equals. And the Lemurians were the spiritual guides that came. There were some of them physically here in their spiritual essence on the land that they called Muria or Mu.
Yeah.
And then we had those on the, on the other side. That's the 8, the figure of 8 in effect.
Beautiful.
She's like,
appearance. Yeah.
We call it the toroidal waves. I can go off on tangents about it, but literally it's like that. But then the thing was, and this, I remember that this is, and I know if I'm wrong, you'll correct me, and that's fine, but I'm shown this is my first human lifetime physically on the earth plane.
Yeah, beautiful.
And the thing is, my life has gone through what it has, just going back into the human part. But on the 14th of February 2000, my endocrine system was completely out of whack. And what they wanted to do, it was 5 times overactive what it should be. They wanted me to take radioactive iodine, but it would have meant I have 2 tiny children. I couldn't touch them, eat, or anything for between 6 and 8 weeks, and there was no guarantee that would work.
Oh gosh!
Within me said no. So they removed it. Hence, at times my voice can crack
Right.
Is that your thymus that they removed?
There's a lot of things they did, Leanne.
Oh my goodness.
There's a lot of things that they did, but they removed.
Even if they remove something physical there, I believe that energetically you're still in.
Definitely, and
they removed it, but they paralysed my vocal cords in this life. And for the irony of all of this, for 18 months, and my children remember it, I had to use a bell or clap like that, clap for one, because I couldn't speak, because I couldn't talk. I physically could not speak. But I've not had any surgery at all. When they removed it, there was a cancerous growth on it, so it was right to be removed. And that very same day, and I've seen my medical notes because of where I am and what I'm doing on a human path, which we don't need to go into today whatsoever. I died on the operating table.
Wow.
I remember going back to Lemuria, and I remember the crystal chamber, the one that got destroyed the first time they went to war, Lemurian Atlantis. And this is something that many that are still working with the 12 chakras have forgotten, because we actually have 13, which is the 13th golden DNA print, which runs our blueprint, our matrix, and that's the cycle seal.
Because all these memories of these battles, and even like cosmic battles in space, it's all stored in our cells, isn't it? And sometimes you hear these stories and you can feel the energies of that. And then it's so good to connect to that pristine energy of Lemuria again, isn't it? That pure, where it wasn't.
I didn't want to come back. I did not want to come back. And I remember, and it was Archangel Michael that stood there. I was in a field, and this is my safe place, which is in my sacred heart, a field with an oak tree. There's a stream, and there's buttercups and daisies, and I'm sat with my feet doing this in the stream, and I'm making a daisy chain. That is my safe place. And he looked at me, and he said to me, "Do you want someone to come back with you?" And he said, "You need to answer me quickly." And then Gabriel popped in, and there was a big white flash, because Gabriel's energy is the white, pure white, like diamond. And I just looked and went, "But I'm Kerry. Why do I need somebody to come back with me?" So I was given the choice, and I've come back. And the last 18 years, since 2000, I have relived, and I know I was the one, because I've accepted this calling and everything, and all that is there. And I have continued to walk forward and learn. I've had to, people think that I can channel, I hear light language, all these things. We have to keep it grounded. So many people have accused me and mocked me and said that I'm away with the fairies on this. Do you know something? I'd love to be sitting around a field playing with the fairies and all the elementals. But that is the energy. Lemurian energy.
Definitely.
We have the 5 elements, not 4.
No.
Ether, which is up there, which is also known as fire. So that's the double one. That's where we got Archangel Metatron and Archangel Sandalphon, Enoch, and was he Isaiah? I think he was. So the energies all come in, but Lemuria is a state of consciousness in the heart, and the Lemurian, that's their brain.
That's amazing.
I have this. That's the second. That's where it comes in spiritually.
Because we all come here for a reason, isn't it? And when you were sort of up there for a moment. You were really connecting back with that. I feel that's for everyone, you know. And I want to say another thing. We've got these dolphin code cards, and they're elements.
Yeah.
So I thought it might be nice to show them actually. I'm gonna switch the screen. Oh yeah, that's the one. So we got these dolphin codes through when we were creating the deck, and this is one of them: Earth and Air. Switch to the cards on the screen. Hold on. I'm getting that. There we go. Yeah, so that's Earth and Air.
Yeah.
And Water. And Ether and Matter. So these were 3 dolphin codes that came through when we created the deck. Yeah, and Ether and Matter is all about our expansion and seeing new possibilities. And then Fire and Water, emotional healing. And the Earth and Air is all about like stabilization on the Earth. So while we were, creating our art, Kerry, like these codes just came through, and then we found out they're also a layout, so you can like draw a card for each of them related to expansion, emotional healing, and stabilization on Earth and sharing on Earth. Yeah. So it's been such an amazing journey, and like this kind of Lemurian wisdom just came through so naturally, it's
the most natural thing in the world, isn't it?
Yeah. And people overcomplicate it.
They do.
And that's what the human mind does.
That's what the Atlantean was. It was all about the mind.
The mind's kind of overly mental
and kind of owning what they were feeling and experiencing, kind of trying to own it. And I think some people were coming in without that connection. They'd kind of forgotten.
Yeah.
And that was the experiment, wasn't it? The Atlantean.
Yeah. I remember my life, where I was in Lemuria.
Yeah.
I remember Atlantis, and it won't surprise you, I remember, and I've had so many dreams, so many meditations, crystal fairy. And I would be going round, but then I'd work with the people, the mermaids, get the crystals to wear it, and I'd be like, but that's how this life has been, which is why I travel to where I have to.
Yeah.
And go, 13 suns away through the central sun, the energy comes in. I know astrologically, I know where it is. I mean, if I talk too much, I can go from dum 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 and come back to point.
Because it's so multidimensional.
Yeah.
But I live it, and that now I think it's time for you guys to
do your reading.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I do.
That's great. Yeah. We're gonna have a look at the inner child cards.
Yeah. So this is a 7-card reading.
Yeah.
Which came through.
7 aspects of ourselves, inner child aspects, and they're also children of the new earth, but they also represent, our joy, our bliss, our dreams, life purpose.
The will of the teenager, sensitivity and strength, divine abilities and gifts from light family.
Yeah, that's it. So we've got here the Blu-ray being, symbolic for your life purpose, the dolphin baby, your inner child's dreams, and it's kind of the Lemurian child, the aquatic child, and then the indigo child, the will of the teenager, and the indigos, they've got strong intention to do stuff. So that's an aspect of us as well. The earth angels are sensitivity. Is
presence.
Pure presence and being able to feel each other. And can you hold it up, the earth angel? Yeah. And it's like if we're afraid of it, it's a we can see it as a weakness, but actually it's a strength. And the crystal child is the vibration that we bring to the new earth. The rainbow child, divine abilities. And then we've got the star children, the galactic support that you receive. So each of these 7 cards, we're going to draw a card for you, Kerry. You know, just see what comes up and flow with it.
Okay, so I'm going to shuffle. Try not to drop them.
Well, if they do, they're meant to come out.
There's quite a lot, as you can see.
Yes.
Yeah.
You've worked hard on that deck for a long time.
We have.
Yeah.
But it's been such a joy. We've absolutely loved every moment of it. I mean, there was one moment where we found a lot of our art files had been converted by our iPad into a compressed file size without any warning or knowledge. That was a bit of a hairy moment, but we've got around that. So.
It won't surprise you that I can read binary code.
Oh wow!
Oh, amazing!
Cool.
And I used to build computers. So that won't surprise you, because this here is supposed to be the crystal crown.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. When we're in touch with our hearts, then we're in touch with everything in the whole universe.
Yes.
Then we can have knowledge and other lifetimes, or if we've experienced life on other planets, you know, that knowledge can stream into us.
One of the Knights
kind of diamond self, you know.
Sorry for interrupting. And one of the Knights Templar is just coming behind the two of you.
Beautiful.
The reason that I can see like I do because it's diagnosed as a medical condition. My gift. The right side of my brain produces too many electromagnetic waves and pulses, and it's electromagnetic auras, and that's what I call it. And what it does, because I use this, because I project it, it can give you left-sided weakness and lead to strokes. So that's why you see the brain balance back in.
Yeah. All comes back to that figure 8, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's what
two hemispheres.
Yeah.
And energetically, they can kind of go out of balance without us really noticing if we're not doing regular kind of checking in work with ourselves.
And that's
in the feminine as well, isn't it?
Something I've had to do a lot of over the last number of years to make sure, but then I've continued to do the self-development and learning so that I'm ready now this year for us to step forward as I am.
Yeah.
So with others.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Wow. So we're going to start with the Blu-ray being.
What does this represent for Kerry?
It's the life purpose and your path of light. Let's see what comes up. Beautiful about that Knights Templar, by the way.
Oh my God, you've got it as well. That's what I had.
Hold it the other way, darling.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wow. There's amazing confirmation for you, Kerry. Lemurian guys. I love it. Isn't that fun? That is so cool.
Yeah, wow.
That's how connected we are.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's because we're connected.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. So that's real confirmation that you're here to bring people into attunement with your Lemurian energies, to help them learn about it, to understand how it's relevant for now, and to, you know, help them to walk that path of unconditional love and
And I want to say, even if you don't feel like hanging out with others in a given moment, you're still kind of bringing that energy into the physical just by being here.
And being in integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, isn't that lovely, Kerry? Mine.
Beautiful.
Okay, so the next card, what does that represent?
Oh yeah, so the baby dolphin is kind of the Lemurian aquatic child, and it's all part of your inner child's dreams and what's going on in your emotions for the inner child, for the young inner child. So let's see what we get there. Oh, creation. Wow.
So this is the comet of creation. This is about your unique expression, the flow of creation coming through you, and being in joy, following your joy to express your joy.
Universal laws of creation.
Yeah.
And that is on my website.
Yeah. I'm feeling to...
Can you say what your website is, Kerry? For anyone listening.
Because I've had so much going on, my website is www.butterflywings.freedom. It's .simplesite.com.
Brilliant. We'll put that under the video as well.
Yeah, thank you. I am in the process of updating it with other things. I've done a lot of writing on there and blogs, because that is where I know over the next couple of years I'm going to be going and doing.
Brilliant.
Very lovely.
I'm feeling guided to read you from the book.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So number 6 of the source category this card is, and its keywords are express joy, be you, flow of creation, open to the new, and that you have a unique part to play. The comet of creation is a messenger for spiritual evolution and brings in abundant energy for manifestation. This consciousness impacts those who open their hearts to love and inspires the intellect with great innovation. At the threshold of an evolutionary leap, the comet of creation neutralizes shyness, creates creative block, or any identity mask with a blazing light of truth. This loving comet takes dreams and etheric vision from the spiritual realm into the physical with great ease and speed. Your creator consciousness is greatly expanding, even if it's been pushed down in the past. On a spiritual level, you are weaving etheric strands to manifest your dreams. These strands are connections with people, places, and energies that you are pulling down from the ethers. The comet of creation is guiding you in this process. When the Lemurians saw shooting stars, they knew it was a blessing from the comet of creation. They received light codes from many numerous planets in many different star systems. Each time, the multidimensional information propelled the Lemurian civilization forwards into more abundance and prosperity. You can integrate multidimensional information through creation and expression as well. If you feel overwhelmed in your spiritual expansion, if you're getting too many downloads, then it is time to give your ideas more form. Write, paint, or speak, or do all of those to take it into the realm of expression. Do not imitate, find your own path of light. This card is a confirmation that you are ready to create with great love and great passion. Perhaps you were already planning to start a new project, but now the inspiration on how to give it form has come to you multidimensionally. Integrate this cosmic information by creating from your heart, bypassing the linear mind. What you do.
Yeah, that is exactly what I do.
Yeah. It's saying about just really connecting with the playfulness of your inner child more and more, your natural joy and spontaneity.
And what was it I said I wanted to do?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it says the inner vulnerability of the inner child is also the emotional connection that allows true confidence in your creative process.
Mm.
And encouraging you to feel your love, your passion, your power, even in moments of stillness, even in silence. You are creating because you are accessing your creative consciousness. Connect to the expansion of this feeling. Remember, pristine creation of Lemuria, where playfulness was more important than survival.
Yeah.
This is how to create freely and joyfully without any interference of the mind. You are once again remembering this flow of love to manifest it on the new earth. And there's a little affirmation to remind yourself through the day, I am a joyful creator.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm feeling a lot of energy flowing now.
Yeah.
My back's going really warm. Amazing.
Also, we've had a jumper in the process of something when I was holding the cards. Or,
oh wow, that's
shuffling.
The next one then.
So this must be the next one.
Yeah.
On my lap, it's Emergence.
Emergence, beautiful.
So I don't know if you can see that. That's a mermaid emerging from the water.
Yeah.
With the sun behind her.
Yeah.
Her butterfly wings.
Huh? Butterfly wings.
So, and there are lots of butterflies flying out of her, just natural light expression.
The butterfly energy actually works with the golden chalice energy.
Right.
And connects to the Knights Templar. And it,
wow.
And the unicorn energy of any kind, it's like, obviously it's like the spiral. When you work with the energy of healing with unicorns, you do not move your hands, and it comes through there, like the dolphin energy comes through here. Dolphin energy they come through here, but they can go round. But unicorn, it goes down the meridians. But butterfly energy is even stronger than the unicorn and can heal even more. That you have to, and it connects straight to the Knights Templar, and because that's obviously battles and all the history, but it connects to the golden chalice, which is Glastonbury at Avalon, and the anchoring of Mother Earth and the heart. You have to very that energy, so that card makes sense, absolute sense. Totally.
I want to read a bit from Emergence now as well.
Yeah,
great. Go to page 148.
There it is.
There we go. Emergence. The keywords are pleasure, sacral chakra, right to feel, resolving guilt issues, finding your joy, just being, playing,
again,
sunshine, end of major clearing, and celebrate.
I'm just being told by Gabriel, I channeled through 3 Lemurian unicorns.
Oh wow!
2016, and the sacral Lemurian unicorn, the name they gave me, it just came in and I wrote it down. It was Shimara, and Shimara is actually the name of a butterfly.
Oh wow, beautiful.
And it's orange, but sort of burnt orange copper, but edged in, they say it's black, but it's like dark brown, but going into black. It's found down the west coast of Spain, down toward the bottom, and then it's all the way down the west coast of Africa. But it's the one that relates to the sacral. And when that unicorn energy or that butterfly comes through with that unicorn energy, the karmic clearance of the sacral, because it's the sacred human path.
Wow.
That
there from Spain to Africa, that's amazing. That's quite a big
all the way down to Tabletop Mount. Is it Tabletop Mount? It is, isn't it? Which is the mountain with a plateau on the top?
I think it's Table Mountain or something. Yeah.
Because that's where one of the places that the Great White Brotherhood collect together.
Yes, yeah.
Wow, amazing.
In the 12th dimension, 11th dimension.
11th.
11th, yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
But
Wow.
Shambhala.
our energy is there.
Mm.
All the karmic DNA from before, with the healing that with the higher healing, not new healing, with the original healing, the karmic energy down there, it's dissolved because Lemurian energy is detoxifying.
It's like the sea foam green wave, isn't it? It's cleansing, isn't it?
They just said it was important to share the name of that one, but that came through. I know I'm okay to say it. Katie Keel and myself did a Lemurian and Egyptian fire and ice workshop in Glastonbury in 2016, which is when this and the unicorns that brought that through were 13th dimension.
That might explain why my unicorn that I've painted has got a bright white crystal horn.
Well, it will do, yeah, because the heart one, Lemurian unicorn, that is called Pasha. The sacral one is called Shimara, and the earth star one is called Gementa, and Gementa is Dutch, and it means municipality. I know I say it wrong, I don't mean to, but I believe it means municipality, which is when we're earthed in with that. It's a gathering of people together. So those,
because the description of the card also says it's about going beyond the mind limitations and going into kind of subtle enjoyment of the senses and no longer having a need for an emotional fix or junk food or stuff like that, but that kind of fills a hole. But you kind of really tuning to the Lemurian subtle vibrations,
which is full which is a full, complete. Like you say, with that white light, that is the circle completed, and the point of light. It's like you say, it isn't producing heat as such. I see it as the Divine Mother.
That is why I always ask people, what's the hottest part of a flame? When we burn a candle, think about the colours in the flame.
Yeah.
And if we can touch the white part, which is supposed to be the hottest, it isn't, which I've always been able to put my hand through a flame like that and just put it there. People go, you're going to burn yourself. No, I'm not. If I believe I'm going to burn myself, I've done it. And people go, at school I used to sit there with Bunsen burners. And they go, why hasn't she burnt a finger? And I'm like, because it's not hot. And then it goes up, doesn't it? And then it goes into the orange and the other colours where it goes. So that's where it rounds it through.
Yeah.
Shall we have a look at the
next one?
Angel.
Yeah, so this is representing your sensitivity, which can be both your vulnerability and your strength.
Let's get a bit of an insight. Yeah, that's it. The Earth Angel, and there's so many Earth Angels coming to Earth as well, isn't it? It's amazing. These new Earth children, but the energies, they're all, we've all got these child energies, and that's where we get our creativity from, and our joy, and I'm not just saying this for you, Kerry, but for anyone watching.
No, it's fine.
Our card deck's about, it's like that joy, the play, and because you already know that. So that's
it's for us to share. It's to show how connected we are, and how I just know inside of me that what you've created, people aren't people act on, and I'm going freezing cold as I'm saying this, people aren't actually aware that the book you've written is so beautiful that goes with it. Most people, you just get guidance or you get a message, but
the book is beyond amazing.
Yeah, I know it is. I know.
Mikhail wrote most of, he wrote a lot of it. I mean, I worked very much on the structure, didn't I? And and some stuff came through for me, but he channels very easily.
And kind of subject of the cards.
The subject
you
of the cards,
as well.
But what he writes, it just takes you straight into your higher self. It's amazing.
So we've got traveling through consciousness.
So this is your Earth Angel card that relates to. So this is your. So we need to relate it to
it's traveling through consciousness. It's like it's about when you travel into other dimensions. It's like because you're so sensitive, you're picking up so many frequencies. And it's almost like you this angel, and maybe you're connecting to people in the etherics.
Records
and it's kind of like mastering that journey, isn't it? Because it can feel overwhelming at times.
Yeah, so that makes total sense, doesn't it? Yeah. So that's can feel like. Sometimes it might feel like, wow, this is.
Well, what am I doing?
It's your gift.
To be able to do it and just hand it up, because I never send anything down, because that would be disrespectful to Mother Earth, and it would be disrespectful to them because it keeps them trapped.
And we don't need to send anything down, isn't it? Because the angels will take it from us, God will take it from us, or Goddess, however you want to look at it.
Bring it to the light. Yeah.
That's right, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
I have this saying, Kerry, on Facebook the other day. It was a bit of a joke, but it was a bit of a Zen koan saying, "God is my only goddess, and the goddess is my only god." Because it just came to me, like it's all one, So look at the rainbow child.
So this is your divine abilities.
That's it.
Like grounding in for the new earth.
Let's see what comes through.
What is it? One of these three.
Beautiful. Wow. The new man. Divine masculine. That's amazing.
And it's all about
the It's something that's coming through at the moment. Something that you mastering, like bringing that beautiful energy of the divine masculine into the physical. Because we've all got the inner feminine and inner masculine. And the inner masculine, it's all about sharing and kind of really expressing freely and in a beautiful kind of structured way as well. So that's what's happening, isn't it? It's being structured in a new way, and it's being shared in a new way.
Yeah, and really being open to the flow.
Yes.
Before you express. So it being a divine expression, a divine flow through you.
Yeah. Very lovely. Yeah, and that divine masculine, I feel this year as well is going to be so important.
It's the right. It's
more and more men as well. Just being able to, for men, right, being able to be that balance, because you gotta be in your sensitivity to be able to express the divine masculine with grace and
so I think this is the real massive difference, isn't it, between Lemuria and Atlantis? because Lemuria was all about being in that flow and not being kind of identified with the flow, but just letting it flow, letting it happen.
But they, you know, they were. That's why they're so connected with dragons, because they were egg layers.
They were, sorry?
Egg layers. They were by
Egg
thought,
layers.
intent. That is how they created, and
Yeah.
that's what I remember from my life there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to be that mother that's created that beautiful, and that crystal chamber that got destroyed, that was like why it was like that. And that's when the imbalance and when the earth shifted. And I could talk to you about that another time, but
because that things intense, aren't they? And it's almost like the divine masculine is saying about taking, you know, expanding your consciousness to a place of inner peace, and where you being able to hold these energies, to honor these energies, but not be affected by you know, like that destruction, for example, isn't it? Because it's just what it is, but it doesn't need to have a negative impact on us, because, you know, we're stepping into the new paradigm, new earth.
And in fact, if we, you know, that is the thing as well with understanding how Lemuria wasn't so traumatized as Atlantis, because they understood what was happening.
Yes.
Didn't let it take away from their knowing of their connection with Source and their total peace. You know, so the physical happening of the destruction of a civilization.
That's through
quick,
that's through human life, how I've managed.
Yeah.
Because I know I will never forget it, and I hope you don't mind me sharing this, but I remember one night running in the dark till I could find a church door open, and I threw myself at the altar. I'll never forget it as long as I live. And I just sat down in front of like this big thing, and I just went, there's got to be, I know that there's more than this. I know I will walk this land. I will teach the world what I know inside of me. Love does exist. It's love. Not meant to be this way. It's not meant to be this way. And I was a little girl sobbing
at the state.
And then a man who's still alive, and he remembers to this day, and I see him still, and I always call him Mr. Pitt. I've never been able to call him by his first name, even though I've grown up. And he went, and I looked at him and I went, "Are you God?" And I'll never forget that. And we laugh about it, but I remember that. I remember it so clear, and
you
that's
in your heart.
I knew, right in there. I know the world's not meant to be this way.
Yes. So that's the thing. We see the pure expression and how aligned creation.
Yeah. However, a Lemurian is not somebody you want to push, because they have deflection shield. They have the solar discs and the moons and the deflection shields. And if someone comes at you and I don't react. It takes a lot to push, and it really does. Yeah. However, with it having been the way it has since 2012, believe me, when I stand up and say no, I don't like it. I don't like having to say no. But there are when I have, and I've gone, no, that's
about the divine masculine as well, you know, because it's the ability to say no without being negative, but just a neutral.
Yeah.
Being able to say, this is not for me, kind of thing. But being able to let it go, isn't it? And be clear as well. Both the divine masculine and feminine, obviously, but I'm just seeing this card coming through for you.
No, it's fine, because that makes sense.
It to that.
I always have. I've got at the moment 13, 20 to 20, 21, 22, 23-year-old males who want to come and learn with me.
Interesting.
Beautiful. Wow.
So I'm like trying to work out how to do it in a balanced, loving way, because my heart naturally, it's the flow of the energy exchange and things, because in my heart I know that in an ideal world we get rid of tax, we get rid of national insurance, we get rid of any form of border, whatever, and we're working towards that again.
Kind of like true community.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I can feel it, you know, it's coming.
It's joyful coexistence and co-creation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
New earth build, construction and building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so we're going to go on with the crystal.
Yeah.
Let's pick this one.
The vibration you bring to the new earth. My inner child was saying I want to pick a card as well. Share space.
There you go.
Wow.
Just was like what you were saying.
Beautiful.
Anybody would think we're connected somehow.
I know.
Yeah, definitely. Sharing space. Wow.
This is about telepathy, co-creation, communing, and honouring in the way that you live.
And that's all about, you know, being in a community of people in this loving and
shared responsibility,
way.
joyful honouring of each other.
Yeah, and that's something, you know, is coming through so much, because just yesterday I saw a fundraising project from someone who was making these lovely cards for small children.
Yeah.
You know, because it's all coming through.
Yeah. And a lot of the
and they were all about I'm
in.
Amazing and being loving
and learning to be compassionate and thinking about others.
And that was for small children, but you've got these guys.
But they're probably starseeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them now that are coming through are the starseeds, because the star beings, the star child, and then you got star seeds.
Because the vibration is raising and raising. Look at the Schumann resonance.
Yes.
Children that are coming in, they have to have that high vibration, or they don't get that earth pass.
No.
Yeah. Or they might want to go to another place, right? If they want to be on a new earth, maybe they go somewhere else on their own.
Yeah.
What's it called? Volition. Yeah. Because it's going to be different.
These are the ones that we're paving the way for.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just picking the star child.
Oh, purity.
Which is about your gifts.
That's amazing. You're going to have a...
Mikhail picked it for you.
Yeah, the galactic support that you receive is the unicorn.
You are pure.
Yeah.
I wonder why they asked me to share the unicorns with you.
Wow.
And that's a beautiful card as well. It touches on what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's very much about what we were talking about before, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Lemurian unicorns coming through, and you know, being in this purity, being able to receive all of these sense impressions without putting the mind's kind of influence on it, but just being able to receive it as a pure signal and as a pure blessing.
I'm going to read you the message.
Thank you.
Lemurian Starchild. A unicorn guide is with you today, showing you a vision of unity and purity. Allow an etheric unicorn horn to be placed on your forehead, for it is a magical light beam that shows you truth. What is this all about, you might ask? Well, the unicorn wouldn't show up if it didn't have an important message for you. Look at its pure white colour. Can you feel the same purity within yourself? If not, what is stopping you from feeling it? You are pure, the unicorn tells you. Please open your eyes to see this. The cleansing water that you see on the card is a mystical mirror that helps you to see your purity clearly. This water is symbolic for cleansing yourself and letting go of beliefs that distort your perception. What do you love to do and what is really good for you? Which food nurtures you? Which surroundings and which information from the media? Caring for yourself like this is like splashing water over your body with your unicorn horn to cleanse yourself and perhaps others by accident if they're close. You're just getting to know the strength of your unicorn horn. Attune to Lemuria to a greater familiarity with the unicorn. To replenish yourself, let go of limitations in space and time. Lemurian guides teach you of purity without extremes in strictness, structure, and self-control. Purity can be natural, like the flow of a dolphin in the ocean. The structure of the dolphin, the way in which it navigates through the ocean, emerges naturally in a space beyond the mind. What do you think would happen when the unicorn sees someone that you might perceive as impure? Do you think the bright white unicorn would run away in fear of what you call dark? It might have done so if it didn't have its magical horn of divine truth, which shows that darkness is an illusion of the mind. You too can use your etheric unicorn horn to shine your light on darkness, clear up any confusion. By seeing the divine purity, you become completely fearless to that which you might have called impure before. Purity is to be able to play, to access the Lemurian dimension. Through cleansing your energy, your chakras open. The unicorn comes to you and gives you a unicorn horn blessing of pure freedom. You may or may not be aware of the spiritual dimensions that you're accessing, but in either way, you are receiving the healing blessings. There are no rules on purity that your guide tells you. The most important guidance is your own heart, your integrity. This is primary, all the rest is secondary. When you follow your heart, you're always pure. Isn't that beautiful?
It is absolutely beautiful, yes.
Wow. What beautiful cards, Kerry. Wow.
Yeah, real confirmation for
that's
you.
A beautiful.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, and there's a lot of wings on there in emergence and travel, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah.
just that's
a real nice balance of energies as well. You've got the masculine, the feminine, you've got the primordial kind of creativity, and the light of purity, of truth.
Yeah.
But it all starts with Uriel.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you can talk a little bit about who she is.
Yeah, well, Uriel is I think, is my oversoul, but also for many people. She's a Lemurian energy and guide. Shall we do the message or?
Yeah.
It's a powerful message.
Yes, it is.
We've got this as a print as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your cards are beautiful. I mean, your artwork,
Thank you.
all of it. It just and the irony. I've written 3 books, and they're just PDF and JPEGs at the minute because I've got to convert it to an ebook so it can be done that way. Called Just Be.
Oh,
beautiful.
Yeah. Gotta get those out there.
I'm in the process.
This is about the marriage of elven and angelic ones, divine union, Uriel, and the ground crew angels. Uriel embraces every aspect of those she heals, the happiness, the sparkles, but also the past life wounds and the lost inner children. She calls them home to the healing heart and to integration, to joy and creativity. You have been close to Uriel many times, and through this card she invites you to reconnect now. Can you embrace all of existence, including any need for love and companionship you might have? Can you accept the outstretched hand from your light family, a hand filled with love and guidance? She asks you to be in the flow, even if there is disbelief within you. You have a natural wisdom that tells you that you are worthy to receive the love that the universe has for you. Allow the divine to speak through this messenger, this guide, and this friend to comfort you, give you hope, and to remind you that you are loved. I am Oriel. My name travels through the cosmos, travels with the speed of light. My name is infinite, is an energy of light. Be touched by this energy that does not belong to one tribe, one being, one civilization. I am a dolphin of light swimming through the vast oceans of Lemuria. I am your higher self. I am you in your lightest dimension of purity. I have come to you. Our oceanic flows of life cross here because there are important messages to be given. Allow yourself to be receptive. Allow your heart to trust. I am not here to tell you what to do, not here to tell you where you are from. You are a child of the universe, a child of God. You are no less than Jesus or any of the enlightened masters. Yet you're also like a child, like an infant to be nurtured by the universal light source of love. Yes, there are many words and no words to tell you who you are, where you are from. It is an energy, it is being. It is the divine feminine, the love source. You are like a young dolphin playing in the oceanic source, laughing and crying, joking and sometimes thinking. Yet you are also an elder. Your age is undefinable, is non-existent. Allow the cosmic energy of Oriel to come upon you, to be with you. For her energy is very nurturing, is indefinable, but creative. You are on earth to create, to be in joy and to heal. The healing is more a consequence of your creations than a goal by itself. It is a natural organic process of love that is given to you by the love source of all life. I am not from a planet or a civilization. I am infinite, yet I have incarnated as many Oriels. Yes, these personas are me, but they are not. Many carry my energy of love and joy, but they're not the only one. It is just like the many people that claim to be an incarnation of Jesus, and not the only one. They emanate the Christ energy, which is the complement of the divine feminine. Do not think about these things. Simply play and be in joy like a dolphin, like a Lemurian child. This is what you are. It is not the only thing you are, but it is your joy. Allow this joy to emanate to the whole world. Allow your creativity to emanate and your eyes to sparkle. There is no need to convince anyone of being in joy. Simply be. Oriel is a divine energy, free for all, not to be worshipped in any way. Let go of limited perceptions and be in the joy of the Lemurian energy and creativity.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can feel the peace and the love, and you just feel it.
Yeah, I really feel that.
And
And it's like we're all. It's like this is going like that around. It's like we're in a temple. If that makes
definitely.
Yeah.
how I feel right
Yeah.
We're in a family of light.
Yeah.
that's what we are.
Gathering.
It doesn't matter we're talking on Zoom. It's like we're all here in the same room, the same vortex.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, I really feel Oriel actually.
Yeah.
I can.
Doesn't it? Oh, you want to share one slide? There you go.
There's her face. It's beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. And there's the crystal temple behind. Can you see on the other end? And a crystal whale coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the whales and dolphins are connection with you, Liam, so deep.
Yes, very much. Yeah, when I remember Lemuria, I think I might have been a dolphin.
Yeah.
In one of the lives, I think.
At one point.
Yeah, I've definitely been a Lemurian healer.
beautiful.
Such a joy.
I can't wait to get the cards.
Oh, we can't wait until they're
yeah.
done, printed, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we want to quickly say about our Kickstarter as well for anyone watching, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've got this really cool little project for 28 more days left, I think, of it, where if you pledge to buy a deck, that helps us to put in a bigger order, and then we can get the price right down.
Yeah.
But at the moment, like the price we were quoted for what we could afford would work out as a retail price of £44. But with the going to China and getting 1,000 printed, we could get the price down to about 30, I think, a retail price, or maybe lower. I don't know.
The more people pledge, the lower we can.
Yeah, the lower
price we can put on it,
yeah.
And that will make it accessible to more people.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We'll put the website address in the bottom of the video.
Yeah. Because we're going to be selling it to wholesalers. We want it to reach people through sell outlets, and not to wholesalers. We'll sell it wholesale to retailers.
Yes.
Yeah, they have to have like a retail price that then they makes it.
Yeah.
And thanks so much for receiving these energies, Kerry, because it's because people can see this on the video. It's like they can connect to it in a deep way.
I can feel the energy, it's now completely. You've had a golden ankh over you. Yeah. Then we come across. Then it's going to a star. But now it's complete. It's like there's a golden ankh, but then you've got a star. Look, because we've just had that meteor shower this week, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So that's brought through something, and the energy from yourself. I can't say your name properly. I'm terrible, and I know I should.
You know what, Mikael? I can somehow
your energy.
What you mean? Yeah. I sort of get what you mean just through our connection. Like you seeing all these directions and shapes that the energy makes from the vortex, the light language in it.
And as Lemurians, that's what you do. We bring it back into balance like that, and that's it. But I've always seen, I always will, and there.
It's amazing. You're so connected to seeing these vortices and these energies, the light language.
Yeah.
The beings.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Shall we do a little closing message from Archangel Michael?
Lovely.
Yeah. I am Archangel Michael. Allow yourself, if you're here now or you're watching, to allow yourself to dissolve in the vortex of light. Because it is here, not limited to time and space. Allow yourself to flow with the light, with the vortex of light, the colors, the shapes, the sacred geometry. Because it is here that you feel your true self and that you feel the portal from your higher self to your physical incarnation. It is here on this point of interfacing between different dimensions that you are bringing in new energies of purity and love for the new earth. And we would like you, Mikael and Liam, to do many more of these conversations, as much as you are able to, and you will be supported by the universe. Allow this energy to flow for the new earth. And know that you're supported in love and light in bringing through this Lemurian template, which dissolves overly mental energies. And in Atlantis too, there are many light workers, many light workers.
Oh, I know.
But they were overtaken at times by
there.
denser forms. So honor the Atlantean light workers as well.
Oh,
Honor all light workers in this process.
Oh yeah. I was there myself, trying to hold the light.
You see the beautiful, deep process that you're going through. And it is a beautiful transformation. It is a process of being the light and becoming more and more of the light at the same time. When you bring through these energies, allow the mind to have no limitations and allow beyond the mind, because there are no limitations. There is one more message at this moment. Each of you creates new earth together in a beautiful flow, in a beautiful synchronicity and togetherness. And by having this communication, this transmission together, you are connected in your light. You can connect to this new community together. You can be in this divine connection, access this energy. And the more people you meet, the more light workers will be added to this group. It exists in the light levels, and you can access it anytime. And for Mikael, we would say to be bold in your expression, not shy away from being yourself. Thank you for receiving these messages.
Thank you. What a beautiful vortex of light. I feel many beings coming in.
Yeah, at 30.
Gratitude, to you, Kerry, for being our guest.
Thank you.
Full of light.
Yeah, and holding the space together with us,
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
I'll get down to Glastonbury very soon.
That'd be lovely. Yeah, we'll get
meet
together.
up. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
See you soon.
Bye.
See you.
Bye-bye.